Okay, so clearly I have missed out on the microphone bit there. Started talking and clearly you couldn't hear me. So, hi, my name's Dave. I'm a woodturner. I started this channel to become a better demonstrator and a better teacher. I'm always working to be the best turner I can be, so I turn a lot. And one of the things that helps me a lot too is working with other turners, all the way from beginner to advanced, working on skills and things like that. The more that I share what I've learned, and the more that I talk to people about it, the more it cements it in my own head. And of course, the secret sauce is practice, right? So uh, that's my opinion anyway. That is the secret sauce. Reminds me of actually, yeah, it reminds me of a story. I had a young fella come in through one of my. I was doing an art show, and a young fella came through my booth and asked me how long it took to do something. My first, or not how long it took to do something, but what was the secret? And I said the secret is there is no secret. And he said, I said, and he goes, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, no, really, the secret is practice. He goes, okay, I get it. You don't want to tell me. I understand. I said, no, I'm serious. That is the secret. The secret is practice. You got to spend the time behind the wheel, so to speak, to get better at it. So, anyway, let's get to turning. Let's talk about this little piece here first. This is the three corner box. I have to close something on my computer here. There we go. No audio yet. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I caught it. Purdue. So this is that three corner box with the little facets in between and it's tapered and it's in the spiral. I did have, and this is something that I'm exploring, I guess, the more that I'm turning in this very cold environment and then going back into a warm place to maybe do the finishing or something like that. I've had issues working with timber, with the thermal expansion and contraction. So I've had issues, and you've seen probably actually, yeah, I had. There've been some that you could see live happening live. This was one of this box last week was also one of those issues. I wound up and the way I fixed it wound up being that when it was cold, right, the lid fit perfectly. And so I think I'm learning either I need to turn things and like take them inside, let them warm up, bring them out, turn them just for a few minutes or whatever it is, as little time as possible, take them back in, let them normalize the temperature and check that out. It's kind of a hassle. That's one way, or just turn everything close, let it warm up, wait till spring, I guess. But this one, while it was cold, it fit really, really well. But once everything warmed up, the lid was kind of loose. And this is one of my favorite ways to deal with this issue. I have, veneer wood, thin veneers. And I picked one that I thought complemented. I wonder if this overhead light might. It kind of washes out. Let's try this one. That's a little bit better. So I chose one that was actually it's oak, but it's a pink oak. It's like it's dyed pink. And that's how I bought the veneer, and it looked kind of interesting. So anyway, I took a strip of it and measured and did all that stuff and made a jig so that when I fit this in and glued it, it held everything tight up against the side here, which meant I had to turn another piece. And that piece I wound up taking in and out, doing it in different stages because I didn't want it to get cold again. I wanted it to stay warm so everything fit right when it was inside warm. Anyway, so I set that veneer in there, and now I have the fit that I was going for when this was turned cold. But anyway, it's a nice little tapered 3-corner box, and it's a spiral. It was a lot of fun to turn. This is Black Locust, and it will be on my web store. Well, it'll be on there this evening once I get off here. I'll be able to upload the things that I need to upload to the web. But anyway, I really did get, if I can get this lined up right, there we go. So I did get really close with the grain. It's not bad actually. It could be a little bit closer for my liking, but it's actually not bad. So anyway, this will be on my web store. Let me go take this inside so it doesn't get cold and shrink and maybe crack the lid and all that. Let's set you over here. And I probably, for fun, should put this flashlight in my pocket. All right, so since I got a little bit of a late start, set that right there. Let's see. That was the last thing I was turning. Actually, was that the last thing I was turning? No. It was the next to last thing I was turning. Righty. Sorry, let me, I just got to put a couple things away. I don't need this chisel. And what do we got here? Nice piece of maple. So I've got this bark inclusion that goes through here. See if I can get it in both cameras. And this was going to have a bowl shape to it anyway, so I think turning this, and I've got a split that runs right up in there. So I think turning this into a bowl shape will eliminate almost all of this stuff. It's a nice piece of maple. It's been sitting out here in the cold, so let's turn it. Let me get rid of this. I rigged up a little stand for my phone with a rubber band so I could hold the phone in place to do video for Instagram and Facebook. So we're going to start off with this guy. I don't need that chunk there either. You are for something else. Let's grab those. Get rid of this guy, and we're going to start off between centers on the balance point. That is my favorite way to start, mostly because I can change the orientation of the wood at any time, or whatever it is I'm turning. Could be resin, but in this case it's timber, so let's get those set. Move this guy aside. Yes, sir. I don't believe that sticks out far enough. Let's push this little center pin out a little bit. There we go. I think the other one's okay on the live center. So we'll have that there. I don't know, man. Now I'm starting to get the feeling that maybe this will be, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm getting the feeling that this is going to turn into a box. So I'll just listen and see what the wood wants to do. Let's get her on the bounce point. Still too low there. Let's try that. A little too far. So we'll bring this up a little bit on the live center side. Let's loosen it up just a bit more. Okay, it's not wanting to go anywhere. Cool. That's the balance point. Doesn't always happen that fast. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right. So appreciate you joining me. Thanks for thanks for checking in on me too, man. I appreciate it there. Schmo, thank you. All right. Make sure it is secure here. Safety first. We don't want things flying off the lathe if we can avoid it. Which is the closest corner? I think that one probably is. Nope. That's the one. Doesn't get past that. Got to make sure everything clears before I get my final spot for my tool rest banjo. And all right. So this is maple. It's going to be kind of hard. And it's probably partially frozen. Yeah, that'll be a good one to start with. So let's see. I think I'm running at. This is why I really like working at the balance point. You can see there's some vibration. It's not very much. My hand is relaxed. Clearly, I'm going to have things bail off the lathe just because there is some vibration. But I like to start off with as little as possible. I'm kind of standing out of the way because I do have that crack. We do have that crack happening there. Is that clear? That's not clear, darn it. All right, that clears, that does not clear. I'll get my longer tool rest out, but it really is not going to matter until I get this round anyway. So, and once I get this round, I can get underneath it. But the longer tool rest isn't going to help me out at this point. Like I said, I believe I turned the last two objects at 400 RPM. And that's what I'm turning at now, but that's mostly because I do have a little bit of vibration and I want to get this thing turned down. before I speed it up. I guess I could start a little bit faster clip because I'm on the balance point, but this speed is just fine. Curious what's causing that there. I caught something, tore something out. Wasn't a catch, fortunately, but caught an edge on the timber. Let that tear out. Torn out piece is gone now. Time for me to change tools. I gotta slow down quite a bit. Now, granted, I don't want to go any faster than the tool can cut, but I can tell that it's creating drag on the piece and slowing me down. So let's get through this guy. Random Tinkerer. Hey, how's it going? Lurk, yeah, cool, groovy, man. How's it going? Glad to see you here. I got a little bit of late start, so thanks for tuning in. Yeah, now I can do this. I wasn't gonna get any more reach until I could get underneath the piece of timber. Let's see, I think I'm too low, but I may not be, so let's, now that's gonna clear. All right, time to change tool still, because this appears to be, well, actually, you know, honestly, I can't tell because my fingers are so doggone cold, but it seems like that side is sharp. Let's change tool steel anyway. I can't feel it. Got one in here? Nope. Okay. So into the tool pouch we go. There we are. Let's see. How about you, dude? You look very shiny, so I'm going to say you are sharp. Uh-oh. Oh, that's the problem. Oh my goodness, I never even thought of that. It just occurred to me that why I'm been having trouble with this is because this is shrunk down in diameter. This can't tighten enough. It just doesn't have it. So I'll grab my old Thompson handle. We'll put it in that. Goodness gracious, I just realized. I don't know why it didn't occur to me before. Let's see. It should be right here in my tool bag. There you are, my darling. I really kind of stopped using this one because, well, it's a metal handle. And especially in the cold, it's it can get really chilly. But this guy's been inside for a while, so we should be good. Wrong Allen wrench. So let's get this guy set in my Thompson handle here. What's funny is I've been using that robust tool collet system for quite a while, and I've completely forgotten that I had this handle because I've been using that one so much. Although I did see this handle the other day when I was going through my tool bag. All right, here we go. Well, it's not the tool. So this is a sharp tool. So let me speed up the lathe. Another thing I've kind of noticed too as it's gotten chilly, I like to take advantage of the days that it's actually, well, what I'm calling warm around here lately. To be out here turning, because when it's too cold, wow. Like what seems to be happening here, the equipment doesn't want to work right. I'm hoping this will resolve itself when I don't have any more corners to cut off. I still got a little bit. It's not quite round, but you can see now the splits in here. That bark inclusion there. Let me drop that camera down a bit. Kind of centered up a little bit better. So all this bark's going to more than likely come out. Actually, you know, I'm kind of at the point. Yeah, I'm at the point. All right, I want to double check my tool rest height because that could have been an issue also. For some reason I'm getting crate and drag, or at least it appears that way, and I think part of it too might be that this Reese drive, this belt, all this stuff is just really, really cold out here. I definitely have troubles getting my compressor to run. And this does. And I'm guessing. I'm not totally positive that the things that I've been noticing lately are a result of the cold weather, but I have not experienced these issues in winters previous, and it has gotten cold out here, but this has been a really wild year. So anyway, so the timber itself is in bowl orientation, not spindle orientation. So I'm cutting downhill to the grain, downhill to the fibers. That's a big chunk of bark there. Definitely a different feel. I've forgotten what it was like to hold on to a metal handle. Once I got that collet system, I knew I was making a wood handle for it because I like wood handles better. All right, almost round. Almost. Flat spot there. Well, that's the only flat spot left, really. That guy. But this is also why I say, had I known uh, the things I know now, I guess. I mean, this has been a really nice lathe. I've had it since 2015. Yeah, I've had to do some repairs, but it's been a fairly nice lathe. But had I known the things I know now, I would have gotten one with a bigger motor, at least 2 horse. This is a 1 horse motor and it works pretty good, but it's a Reeves drive, so it's belt driven. Okay, I really don't want to, I don't know if I want to consider saving any of that, but I do want to try to get rid of this. This may wind up being, I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep going. Anyway, when considering buying a lathe, I would say to anybody, get the best lathe your money can buy. Whatever your budget is, get the best lathe in that price class or price range. There we go. Especially if you think you might actually be, wanting to turn on a regular basis. You're going to want a machine that well, 1 is going to last, but 2 is going to give you some flexibility in size. For instance, with this lathe, I've got a 13.5-inch swing. Well, it says it's 14, but in reality, it's 13.5. And I'm not really, other than my own dexterity, I'm not really limited to how small I can go. I am limited to how large I can go with this lathe, so I can't get a piece on here between centers, anything larger than 13.5 inches in diameter. So if I start with a large piece, it pretty much has to be already round. This will turn outboard, but I don't do that with this lathe. I have done it, and it's a wild ride. So, although it was also, to be fair, in when I was a fairly new turner and I was trying things out like that. Come to find out, this is you need a lot of extra weight to be able to turn outboard. And I got the weight on this unit. Okay, I'm too high. That's the issue here, I think. A little bit too high. I've got the weight pretty much underneath the head of the lathe. And turning outboard, I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, it's acting a lot better now that all the corners are knocked out. I'm starting to get some good cuts and keep the rotational speed up. Well, that's actually starting to go away. So let's go a little bit more. I might wind up saving some of that. It's really hard to say. I do want a broader base though, so I am going to. I guess I'm just going with the idea in my head that this is going to be a covered bowl, large box, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I might be able to save. Actually, if that's the lid, then that is really not so problem. Well, actually, it's really not problematic anyway. It's not meant for. Huh. I won't know until I actually haul it out, but I want to try to get some more of that gone. This split here is just about gone. This split is starting to disappear, so let's see. Oops, I stopped the lid. All right, let's take a look at that again. Okay, so that one's disappeared now. This may not be problematic at all. It is a seasoned piece of maple. Almost looks like a flower pot now. That's kind of funny. Let's see. What do I want to do with this guy? You know, I think I might turn it into. Let's see if I can do that. I think I might turn this into a large three corner box. We'll see if I can get those arcs to be. I don't know though, man. We'll try it. We'll try it. Let's take a look at it really quick and see with the calipers if that would even be feasible, huh? Let's do that. I think it might be interesting. I haven't done a large one like that yet. Partially because when I started doing these, I started following Cindy Drozda's PDF that she had online, or she has online. And it's got a formula, but it only works. The formula only works for, I think, up to 4-inch diameter pieces. That's not going to do. Well, it could do if I did 6. But that's only going to do, what, 5? I can open you up. I want to set 3 points here and then see about drawing an arc. That's not going to do, so I think I'm going to go with 6. Because this won't go wide enough. So 1, 2. I lost it. Let's move this out of the way so I can get this actually on the ways. Let's move the tool rest. Everything will go back into place at some point. So you can see that overhead, so that'll work. All right, so I'm going to start here at this curve, this saw curve. 1, 2, and 3. So I don't think that's going to be open enough. I'm guessing that this is because it goes through the center, that it's actually straight. I'm assuming that it's straight. I don't know that it is, but it's half the diameter, or half the circumference rather. And if I can get 3 across that way, I should be able to get 6 all the way around and be able to turn this into 3 points. 1, 2. That's really close. 1. Come on now. 2, 3. So that just about nailed it. Let's just take it all the way around and see what we got. Come on now. 1, 2. You know, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to call that good. Let me grab a pencil here. My pencil. And we'll make the first mark here. That will be the second mark right there. One, 2. That will be mark number 3. Just carry it around one more time to make sure. Yep, pretty much right on the money there. So that'll work for me. All right, so I'm going to set my compass. I need to extend this point. Is that going to work for me? I don't think that's going to work for me. So I think I will need to grab because even if I set that there, that's going to just carry me around here. I think what I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to give myself a 1/2 inch. Yeah, let's go with 1/2 inch and just see what that looks like. So I've got that line. Draw all these lines to center, and then I can mark my 1/2 inch diameter circle and draw that out, and then I can draw my arcs from that and see if it's going to work out. So you, my friend, need to close down. Come on. It looks like it's close to 1/2 inch. Shoot. Right there. So 1/2 inch. So what this means is I'm going 1/2 inch out from the center. It means in the end that I'm going to wind up taking 1/2 inch off of the side opposite to each corner. And that's the arc that I want to draw. I want to see what that looks like. Because it could be a super narrow shape. Nope, wrong way, Dave. Right there. So get out to there and see if it actually makes sense, the shape. Hopefully I'm making sense. I want to see if the shape is actually going to make sense on this. It's going to fit. It's not going to take away tons of material. You know, actually, I think I can go further out than that. This should be from that point to that point, and that is not 1/2 inch out. That is 1/4 inch out. That is here too. Oh, no, yeah, no. I should have 1/2 inch here, but that's not working out quite right. Let's go with... Oh, these wheels. Nope, wrong direction. Let's go with this the diameter of the drive center. See what that gives us. I'll be on this line, and I'm going for that point. Oh, went past it a little bit too far. All right, so now we scribe that one. And then we scribe this one. And then we scribe this one. My point fell in again. Darn it. So that down to here. Okay, so that is, that's not bad. I'm going to draw one more. I don't want it to be a ridiculous, taking a ridiculous amount of material off. But let's use an entire inch in diameter. I guess it wouldn't be in diameter, it'd be radius, wouldn't it? Why does my point keep falling down in there? Because everything's cold and contracting, that's why. All right. Bye, Dave. What? Oh. Okay. That's annoying me a little bit. Okay, so if I go to that point, that gives me this. And this gives me that. And this does give me this. Yeah, I'm going to go with the 1 inch diameter. So now I got to mark all my stuff. I think what I will do also is take this nub down a little bit more with a spindle gouge, because I want to maintain my center so that it's easier for me to find it with a compass. That's pretty secure. Spindle gouge. There we go. Actually, I can leave that there for a second. Get rid of that little nub. All right. Hey, it's a good thing I didn't put that all the way away. Wrong direction. And put E there, so that's probably close. Let's find out. I go there, and whoops. Let's draw a circle. Or we could go the faster way. And just grab a center finder. Okay, what did I do with my pencil? I didn't put it back, so I bet it fell off the lathe. Okay, center finder. That's the guy right there. Groovy. And while I'm over here, I can pick up my other, my whammer and my 40-degree spindle gauge and put that dude away, since it fell off the lathe anyway. Okay. So I will say, even with, if this does become a box, right, I'm still going to take it inside. I'm gonna turn it to where it's close, because I've had enough issues with it being so cold and the temperature variation that I just don't want to deal with that. Okay, that's centered. Let's go with 1 inch. Excuse me. Draw that circle. If I can get my lead to actually make a mark here. Time to replace that lead. Then let's put this back between centers and take those lines all the way down. I'm curious if this is actually going to work. We'll see. I really don't know. Let's see. Let's bring this light into play. All right, let's take that line back and make sure that it is, in fact, right spot. All right. Ah, yes. Handy little utility knife. I follow Paul Sellers. He's a flatboarder. He's been woodworking for a lot of years. He's got a really cool channel. Anyway, a couple years back, this is one of the knives he recommended. And they don't sell it in the U.S. I had to actually order it from the U.K. Same company, Stanley, but they don't. In the U.S., they sell one. It's got knurled everything. It's not smooth like this, and I didn't like that one. So I was able to get it through Amazon, amazon.com.uk, and have it shipped here. Okay, let's take that back. And the post was not really that much. It didn't really increase the price of the knife that much, and it's I think it's a nicer design than the one they sell here in the U.S. But it also doubles as a great marking knife when I need that. Okay, so we got those marks now. Why does that not look straight? Because we're going on a curved surface. And everything's staying the same. All right. Okay, so I need to draw these lines to the center. And this way, I can number them and then go around with the centers and pick the numbers that I want to turn at. I'm not going to put a twist in this one. This is an experiment, so let's do this way first. To see, that was 1 inch, and let's make sure that was an inch, right? Just to dot all the I's. Yep, that's an inch. So let's call this one number 1, this one number 2, and this one number 3. We flip it over. This one becomes number 3. I should put it closer to the center probably. This one becomes number 2, and this one becomes number 1. Let's double check that. One's there, and one's there, so that works. So now what I need to do is set up my marks here. We're gonna make a 3-corner box, 3-corner something, maybe a 3-corner bowl. How's that? Whatever's gonna turn out of this, dude. I don't know what the final result will be yet. Did not plan this one. Nope, I missed it. Whoops. There we are. So start with number one. Actually, I should wind up taking off like a whole inch there. I really should. Because I've moved the center 1 whole inch. So how does that look? I want to double check this because, like I said, I don't want to take off too much and have this long, narrow 3 sides that are really long and narrow. I don't want. So go from this guy all the way out to here. Oops, nope, that's not what I wanted. I need to go from the original center out to there because I'm moving the whole center. So this is how much material I'm going to remove. Is this line right here. What's in the way? Oh, sorry about that. TC Smo says light blocking overhead view. Yeah, no, it was the flap on the on the camera, the front little safety flap. So it's going to take off 1 whole inch there, and that's going to give me a really, really long. Let's draw that out. So now say that's about center there. And that's about the center there. So it's going to give me a very, very well-defined triangle, but it's going to take away like that much. I don't know that I want to do that. If I just take off this 1/2 inch, which would have been there. Wrong point. So that will put me right there. And that looks like that. You know what? I'm going to go with that. So we're going with the 1/2 inch radius, 1 inch diameter. And I'll just have to punch some new center points real quick. And that way I'm not taking off super big amounts of material. I want to use as much of this as I can. I want to get the best piece I can, really. But this is a nice piece of timber, and I want to keep as much of it as possible. Oh yeah, this guy needs a 1/2 inch. Whoops. Forgot it wasn't drawn on this side. There we go. So that would be this one. And this one. And this fella right there. Okay, so the numbers are the same. That's not going to change. So we're all set there. I swear I've lost a pencil somewhere along the way, which doesn't really surprise me a whole lot. I'm going to take a few things off the lathe. There, found it. Because turning this like that is going to turn it off its balance point. I want to keep the center, the original center, the same, so that I can create a tenon to be able to hollow this dude out or do whatever the heck I'm going to do with it. Oh, that actually opens up something too. Whew, man. Maybe this will be a hollow form, three-corner hollow form. Let's give it 3 sides and see where it goes from there. All right, so I want to line up number 1 with number 1 here, because we're not going to give it a twist. Let's see, I need to tighten this guy down. And I need to move these tools because they're going to come right off of there. Make sure we're going to clear. Yep. And make sure we are secure in the lathe in between centers here. All right, since this is going to be a point, which, you know, I didn't plan for this, but now it doesn't matter. It works out really nicely. I didn't plan for it. I'll be taking off some of this more here. So That might actually disappear. We'll see. I'm at 600. I think I might need to slow it down some. Let's see. It might be all right. Take a look here. So I really can't see these lines. Okay, I'm right there where I need to be there. So let's clean up this shape. Cutting some area here clearly, but slow and steady. This may look like I'm going backwards and against the grain, or against, and I kind of am a little bit. You see I got a little bit of tear out there, but I'm still, for most of that cut, have support going all the way through. Oh, I'm sorry. No, there is no tear out. This is the part that's getting cut right here. So that's just about disappeared. Let me do I want to leave that? I think I might want to leave that. Make that kind of a cove, possibly. Let's think about this. Okay, let's sit with this for a second. Are we going to create a hollow form? Or we're going to create a box? We're going to create a bowl. What are we creating here? It's not enough really for a rim for a bowl, but I could still use it as a lid. Okay. I'm just cleaning up the surface here, just doing a little scraping. I'm watching my ghost over here, and my anchor bevel set before I ever start leaning into the cut. And that should leave, yeah, a fairly nice surface. Very few tool marks, I'll be able to sand those out. Right now, though, I'm kind of thinking, how am I? No, I'm going to leave, yeah, all right. So I'm going to leave this size. So here, I'm not really making a grain supported cut. Still making shavings, but it's not grain supported. There we go. So I'll make my lid out of this area here. I do believe it's gonna be a lot to part off, but let's just keep going and see what we got. Let's go for, that was 1 and 1, so let's go for 2 and 2. Number 2's down over here. And the cool thing about this is too, is I can go back and still use these holes that are further out. If I want to change the shape or change the arc of the sides rather. All right, there we go. Close but no cigar. Yeah, really close. Now let's check that against the, which side am I cutting? I'm cutting this side. So you can see that first ridge starting to show up. And I am, sorry, that's not the ridge we want to look at. This is the ridge we want to look at. And I am not quite wide enough. Well, let's just stick with the grain, shall we? While I'm doing this, I probably should have my compressor running if I can get it to start. I can do a little bit of sanding here. All right, so we're getting a really nice ridge there. And now we'll go to number 3. Let me turn on the compressor while I'm thinking about it. Ooh, it actually started up the first time. That's awesome. That has not happened in quite a while. Okay, I should be able to leave the tourist where it's at. I do want to clean that up though. What am I doing here with that guy? Okay. All right, so here, let's see. I did not carry this through. All right. I'm gonna grab my air tool oil from inside where it's nice and warm. Come on over, baby, a whole lot of shit going on. Come on over, baby. There's a whole lot of shaking going on. All right. Okie dokie. And I need to put on my mask, so I'm going to do that. We got time here, almost 10. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Decided to switch to 150. I had 220 on there. There we go. You know, actually, now that I think about it, I can always do this part later. So I think I will. I'll do that a bit later. Before I start the broadcast tomorrow evening. Let's get that mask off. Put that away. Since I can't sand with it under power, I'll just skip that part for now. Now I need to go for 3 and 3. That's the center bit of it, right? Okay. So that'll clear just fine. Let's make sure that's secure. Get rid of Make sure the Grick sander goes off to the side because it's going to take a dive for sure. Okay. Yes, many things are jumping off the lid. See, I need to take this in just a little bit. Then I also need to take this, carry this out. How are we doing there? Not quite to that line, almost though. So I'm going to take it down a little bit more. That guy. Okay, I am on the line there. I need to take this down a little bit. A little bit more. And then I'm going to have to go back to number one because I've got basically a quarter of an inch there, basically a quarter of an inch there, a little bit less here. So I'm going to take this down just a little bit. But I kind of need to now because now, let's see, this line matches up right. This line matches up right, but now this one does not. But it's because I've got this side's not down far enough. Oh, and I do need to clean that up while I'm at it. We're just doing a little scraping and shear scraping. A little bit of both. It's a little tricky to look at the ghosts with this because I got, well, I don't have a round piece anymore. Make sure that looks better. So I got a little bit there to there. pretty sure I got a little bit up in here. Yep, just a little bit. Got a lot of stuff to pick up, man. I can't wait till this is back between the first centers. That should be all right. Yeah, it looks really nice. So let's go back to number one and take this side down just a little bit more. Am I looking at the right one? No, I need number two. That's what it is. It was still clear. Okay. So I don't need to take it down much, maybe 1/8 of an inch. So, and I'll need to bring that up, but that's all right. Let's make sure we're secure since we are off balance here. Yep. Yep, they're all pretty close now. Oops, I forgot. This guy sticks out some. This is just a really light touch. I'm just scraping. There's a lot of air going by, so I'm not trying to push really hard into this thing. Especially with just the wing of the tool. It's not too bad. A little bit there. The rest of it'll send out okay. All right, so we still got that split happening, but it's really getting narrow and tight, so I'm really not worried about that guy. Let me straighten this up. There we go. So now we're looking at all pretty close, the same diameter. So now let's take a look at this dude. This is where I'm not going to mess too much more with the outside of this because I want to be able to sand it. Can really feel that. split, but once I sand that, it shouldn't feel that ridge anymore. All right, let's take a look at this dude. So we have a clear triangular shape. So, okay, I'm going to cut tenons in this dude. I'm going to do this side first, so they can hold these in a chuck when I have them parted. Unless I just make that the bowl. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Oh, quandaries, because now I don't know. Should I make it a... Let's true this up. I said I was going to listen, so I'm listening. Let's true this up. And I can get rid of that guy for now. Which means I need to pick up all the stuff. All right, so I got to go to the other side of the lathe and pick up all my spare tool rests and glue blocks and one chuck, apparently. Come on, get up there. There we go. One chuck. What's this guy? Oh, another tool rest. All right, 3 tool rests. I got 3 for. Okay. So I'm going to opt for this center tool rest here. It's a really nice tool rest. I'm really glad I picked this up. Went to the Tennessee Symposium with my friend, comrade, turning buddy / partner in crime. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, my friend Joe. And these were the guy that handled the Steve Center stuff was, or at least the one that was there. Anyway, seemed to be a pretty nice guy. I'm just really glad that I got this right angle tool rest. It's sold as a finial rest, and I do use it for that. But because it's a right angle, or rather right angle, it's only got one wing. I can get into places that I couldn't otherwise get with my other tool rests. So this was a really good buy. So you can see with the anchor bevel cut, the tool is pretty much self-feeding. I just have to monitor the speed of it, the depth of it, all that. I don't have to really do any pushing. It's not a heavy hand. Just letting the tool do the work. Okay, that's all cleaned up. Now to put a tenon on this guy. That should be plenty enough. Half-inch spindle guide to give myself a little bit of a dovetail there. And now, before I part this dude off, I've got to make that decision, I guess. What do you want to be? Let's spin this guy around. Put a tenon on this side. Actually, I'm going to turn that off. Shouldn't have moved my tool rest. Where'd you go? There you are. Give it a little bit of support there. There we go. There you know. And then we'll spin it around. Excuse me. Like I said, we'll put a tenon on this other side here. Oh, except now I've lost my center. How does that work? Let's find the center. I think that's it. Gonna have to fiddle a little bit. Oh, actually, no, I don't. I was worried that I wasn't going to get a good center off of the outside edge because it's a triangle, but that's not a triangle. Duh. Although I could take a straight edge and use the triangle corners too now that I think about it, but I didn't think about it. I was right in between the two spots, it looks like. Pretty close. I almost feel like I'm wandering around aimlessly in the shop, but I'm not. That was really close. It's right in between the two there. But why fiddle when you don't need to? All right, so that's my center there. I still have this center here. Nice and secure. That should be enough. Just realized too that this is actually maple crotch wood. So this is going to be looking pretty cool when it's all finished, I bet. Okay, so now I've got a place to hold it in, Chuck. From both sides. If I turn a lid, I've got this to hold it and this to hollow out the body. Take out the drive center. Let's go with, well, who else? The Vic Mark Chuck. Come on. All right, first things first. Let's take a gander here. I like the shape of very much. You know, that would look really nice as a bowl, to be honest. Yeah, it would. I think it would also look nice as a box. Leave that. Yeah, you know, I think man, it's got so much curl in it too. That'd be nice on the lid if that was a lid. Dum da dum dum. What are you saying? What are you saying? Well, that's got a little bark on it, so we'll do it this side. Is that a split? I might have another. Oh, I do. There's another split right there. Goes from here all the way up. Did not see that one before. Just this one. All right, that should be good enough to keep it in the chuck. Yeah, let's park that dude off. We're going to make this. We are going to make this a box. I think it'll look cool. The funny thing is too, like if you know, I've done 3-corner boxes like out of a cube. This would be the first time I've done it this way. Always make sure that everything's going to clear your tool rest clearly. Let's take a look at that. I may want to take a little more off there. I guess a super straight lid there is not super critical. That's some hard wood now. I know you can't see this, but I'm going at a slight angle as I go in, kind of opening up the kerf a little bit so that the tool doesn't bind up, and giving myself a little bit of a beveled surface on the inside. Ultimately, you know, the lid's going to sit right on the top, so I'm not sure it's going to work out with this in particular, as far as I won't be able to sit on the outer edge of a ring because this is no longer round. But that doesn't mean I can't have a tenon there to sit the lid on, or make it integral to the lid itself. And just about at the end, make sure all this is going to clear. Just about at the end of my reach with the parting tool. When I'm trying to take it down as far as I can to limit how much I'm going to have to cut. With a handsaw. So the bow guys decided to take a dive. Okay, that won't be too much to cut through. It'll be a kind of a pain in the butt, but it won't be terrible. Need to straighten that up though. I want a flat edge on this surface. A little bit more. I'm going to put a new burr on my tool here. Doesn't take long with a parting tool. Oh, while I was over there, I should grab my bow gouge. Let's do that. Come here, bow gouge. Thank you. All right, and then I can turn that flat. That's got plenty of room for saw now. So let's do that. Grab my crosscut saw here. Make sure this is not going to rotate. Whoops. Try that again. There we go. There we go. Okay. So here we have, yeah, cool. All right. We are all set here. Get my live center out of there. Maybe. go. Oh, don't you start. All right, take that guy out. I can true this up. Ooh, I can play around with this too. Let's see. Let's true it up first. Oh man, really enjoy making shavings. Hope you do too. All right, so that's trued up pretty well. That split may or may not give me some trouble. Where'd you go? I know you're in here somewhere. I just saw you. There you are right there. It goes into right about there. That might give me some trouble. Man, I guess I could try, let me try some CA glue in there. Let's grab that. It is, again, the timber is well seasoned. But I think it's best to try to address any possible future problems, like when you see them. So I don't have to try to come back later and figure out how I'm going to fix something that I could have done. While it was on the lathe. That might do it. It got down in there. So let's shoot it with the accelerator. Put this stuff back inside so she don't freeze. Okay. Wipe my overly active runny nose. I'm going to give myself an indentation here so that I can use the chalk. Yeah, I can flip this around. So I'm going to give myself a little indentation for a compression hold. Doesn't have to be big, fortunately. Something like that should do. Then I can grab my handy dandy little box scraper tool that I made. Square up that wall. 1/4 inch skew. Give myself a dovetail. and that will fit right on the chuck. Okay, so that part is good to go for now. You could get a longer parting tool, says TC Schmo. I could. Have you looked at the price of parting tools? I sure have. I thought about, actually, I did make one that was not successful. But I may just have to bite the bullet and get a new parting tool. Bite that bullet. Okay, let's move this guy aside. So this is what I was talking about. So if with just that 1/2 inch diameter, it's not a really super defined arc for the 3 corners on a wider piece. Here it's a little bit more defined, but it's because it's narrower and it tapers down. So I could see, and I could see. So that it leads me back into talking about the PDF online with. Now, why did that go blank? That is really wild. It just said her name, just like twice. Cindy Drozda. There we go. I don't know why that went blank. Her and the formula that she came up with, it doesn't. I did try it on a larger piece, and it doesn't work. But part of the issue with all this too is that it's just a super wide piece, so the arc is not really defined all that well. You can tell though from a distance that it's triangular, and then when it's matched up with this piece, you can tell because this is more triangular. But this is gonna be cool, dude. Oh, I guess we get to true you up too, don't we? Yep. The more observant of you will have noticed that since I parted this all apart now, I have no way of going back and doing those 3 centers again unless I try to transpose it on this and then on this piece. But I'm not really going to worry about that. What I really need to worry about mostly is sanding these surfaces later, and I'll probably do that tomorrow night. That's pretty straight, but let's... Let's get it straight. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. All right, now I can start turning the bowl shape out of this. I got to figure out, let's see. I can have wherever it's going to sit anywhere out here I want to, as long as I'm staying inside this diameter. So let's see where that takes us, man. Sharp tools are a must, I think. A must-have item. And as soon as I can get my, well, first I've got to get a third camera, but as soon as I get my third camera set up, I'm going to do a video on sharpening. I know there's a lot of videos out there, but I think I should do a video on sharpening. Everybody does it just a tad bit different. Sorta. Alright, how much further do I want to go out? I could leave it thick. Nah, let's not do that. You know, I could leave it as a bowl like this as it is and do something else with that other piece. Maybe turn it into a huge planchette for a giant Ouija board, right? I don't mess with those things. Okay. Let's see. I think. Oh, that's an idea too. Hurdy-gurdy. I do not have another piece of maple this size. I do have. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, man, I forgot I had this guy. This is maple crotchwood that had resin laid in. I got to do something with that. I totally forgot that was out here. Covered in shavings. Go figure. Okay, let's see. Right now I'm looking for a piece of timber that I can make a ring out of that's big enough. I could part off a little bit more here and make the ring, but then I'm parting off a bunch, and I don't want to do that. So let's see what I got here that's really handy. Hopefully some maple. That is basswood. Don't want to use that, although I could. Let's see, I got this spalted maple, but that one's got the split running all the way through it, doesn't it? Yep, okay, can't use that one. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's oak. No, don't use that. A piece of walnut might work. Let's see, what have I got up here? I don't know that I've got anything that will work there, so let's go. I've got this piece, but that is just punky and shot through, so no, I don't want to use that as a tenon. So I might wind up using a piece of walnut for that, which is all right. I do have that. Let's see, that's red cedar. Oh, what's this guy? Would that be big enough? No. If I had a square piece of stock, that would be lovely. Oh, what do we got here? Would that be enough? That is maple. Yes, it would. Do I have anything that is cut similarly but smaller? That's too thin. Nope, so I guess I'll just wind up cutting this guy into a square. So I'll prep this piece for tomorrow. Let me double check my width here. Oh yeah, that'll be big enough. All right, cool. So I will use my new to me bandsaw to cut that into a square. All right, let's keep going down with this. Do I have anything new on chat? No, I do not. Okay. Long curly cues. So I'm keeping in mind my wall thickness and the amount of space I'm going to need to set my tenon. Man, these shavings are coming out really nicely. Just awesome. So now I need to start really thinking about where I'm going to set my onion ring, because I want to be able to true up the inside of the piece with the onion ring, the tenon in place. I don't want to take too much of the wall thickness away from the piece itself, but I need to at least cut a groove in to be able to make my onion ring. So let's see. I think I'll go. So I am following that curve. I could follow it a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'll take the wall thickness down just a little bit more, and then I will set in a rabbet for the onion ring. I guess that's the right term, rabbet. That's good wall thickness. We'll leave it at that. All right, let's go with the bowl tool, or the box tool. And hey, now that I'm not bouncing around in off centers, I can put stuff back up on the lathe. So I'm not trying to walk on it. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to do my best to make sure that this wall is actually parallel. Not quite, almost. Almost dead on. Groovy, we got it. And that should be deep enough, I think. How much wood do I have to play with? 6/4. Or is that 8/4? 8/4. So I got plenty of room to play with. All right, I'm going to take it a little bit deeper. think that should do. Parallel. And finish hollowing this dude out. And I have a place here to hold on to with my chuck. I'll have to change the jaws, but it will let me finish the bottom off. So going down in stages like this is what I usually teach to new woodturners, because it's an easier way to work your way down and not create a bunch of wobble, because I'm getting my wall thickness up here and then moving that down as I go in. This is already thin. Even though this is seasoned wood and we've got, I guess, 3/4 of an inch there, probably not going to get a whole lot of wobble out of that. But if I was any thinner, the sides, everything could wobble. So I want to work my way down in stages. I don't normally, just do like an entire bowl cut all the way down because of that. I want to get this part done and move on and get away from it. I'll have to come back to it later. Anyway, I probably will take this thickness down just a little bit once I have that tenon set. But with this wall thickness, like I say, I want to go down in stages. And I keep moving my tool rest in so I don't have much overhang here at the furthest distance out, to have as much tool control as I can get. Now I can finish off that. That's a nice depth too, so I'll carry that this edge all the way through. And then I'll take my negative rake scraper, clean up the tool marks, and that's a done deal. It's going to look cool when it's put together, man. I'm thinking now, too, that the lid wants to be pierced, so it's going to be mighty thin. I think that's going to look really, really cool. Negative rake scraper, which should be right here. I have to dress up the burr a bit. That's a good height. See how well this works out. It's 11 o'clock too, so this will be the last bit for this evening. Not rubbing anywhere. It almost sounds like it's rubbing. Let's get a feel for that. I need to clean that bottom up a bit. It's got that song, I've got a brand new pair of roller skates in my head. I got a bright shiny burr on my tool. I've got a brand new burr on my tool. Okay, anyway. So that's going to clear, right? Oh, that's going to clear. All right, so I want to set my... I find this works easier for me. I want to set my tool rest perpendicular to the bottom of the bowl here. Because I want to straighten up that bottom a little bit. And I can use my finger to guide my tool across as I'm holding it. And that gets me such a nice surface. Oh my, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gotta go, pretty cool, says Wiley Smiley Kylie. Thank you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hanging out, man. I know it's work and all that stuff, but it'll be a good time in April. Yeah, that's so my wall thickness and my depth, my final depth, are very well within, very close to each other. All right, so this piece is now done as far as it's going to go. It's roughed out. I'm trying to remember where I put my Allen wrench. There it is. So I'm going to take these inside. Ah, man, see, I told you it'd look kind of cool as a bowl. It's going to be a box. I could have done more with it as a bowl, but I'll have to do another one. That's for sure. Okay, so this is all set to accept that ring. I've got to turn the ring. This is the lid, and the grain lines up that way. And the lid itself is going to be much thinner than that because it wants to be pierced, I hear. So we're going to do that. Okay, so that wraps it up for this evening. Let me... How many did we have in chat? Because I wasn't thinking. Since I started late. Yeah, I don't have enough anyway. Call Me Yaz is in chat. Howdy, how you doing? TC Smo's now in chat, or was in chat, sorry. Wiley Smiley Collie had to go. So I didn't have enough people to ask for help with my affiliate status with, there we go, with Twitch. So I'm almost an affiliate with Twitch. and it's something I've been working hard at for a year now. And the only hurdle I have left is to get 5 people to chat at the same time. We can talk about the weather, we can talk about turning, we can talk about chickens. I don't care. I'm just asking for help to get 5 people chatting at the same time. I've met every single goal with the help of my viewers. Thank you very much. Met every single goal that Twitch has set out. This is the last one. And all I got to do is get 5 people to chat. Sorry, I'm trying to I'm not looking at the camera because I'm trying to fix the cloth that's covering my laptop. Here we go. 5 people chatting at once, and then I cross the threshold and I become an affiliate. Again, it's something I've been working at for over a year. I definitely really appreciate the help so far. But once I get enough people in the chat area, I'm going to start banging on that really hard, because I really want to reach that goal. My whole goal for all of this really is to be able to do something that I love all the time. Let me clean this off. But make a wage, right? Create a living out of it. So the affiliate status with Twitch is one step towards that goal. Anyway, that is the end of the broadcast for this evening. I'm going to get this chuck off of here for now. And I'll go through my spiel real quick right towards the end. My name is Dave, and I'm a woodturner. Thank you for joining me this evening. I did start this channel to become a better teacher and a better demonstrator and a better turner. I really enjoy teaching other turners and helping them become better turners too. And the more I reiterate the tips, tricks, skills, all that stuff, the more it gets cemented in my own head, so I become a better turner. But I very much believe in the secret sauce. Then the secret sauce that makes you a better turner is practice. Practice with the right skill sets, learning the right skill sets and having the practice. That is what makes a better turner. It's not lathe speed. It's not how sharp your tool is. It's not what your grind is. It doesn't matter how long your handle is. Well, I mean, if you're turning a long, deep piece, obviously you need the leverage, but none of those make you a better turner. What it is practicing consistently practicing the skill sets that you're learning to properly utilize the tools over and over and over again, and learning that muscle memory, which is hugely important, and being loosey-goosey and dance at the lathe, man. You can't be stiff and solid. You just can't do it. I mean, you can, but you're not going to get the results you really, really want. You got to be able to move and shift side to side. I know some people have mobility issues. I have had mobility issues. I still have some, but I had worse mobility issues. When I started turning, I had to turn sitting down. I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand for very long, like 15, 20 minutes was the longest I could go at a time before I had to sit down and rest. So that's one of the reasons I bought this lathe. The headstock rotates. So I can rotate the headstock, sit down and turn from the lathe and not have to be right over the ways. There are a couple other, Robust was one, a couple other lathes that had similar ideas. Robust has the whole thing pivots, so everything is above the ways. Everything pivots so that it pivots toward wherever you're sitting. But the many hours that I came out here, because this is one of my therapies, the many hours that I spent early mornings, very, very late nights, also helped build up my strength and stamina. Being able to lean against the lathe helped a lot. So I can stand for longer periods now, and I can walk a little bit further than I used to be able to. I don't know, I think it can help everybody in that way, as physical therapy, but also as emotional therapy. I mean, when you are turning and you get yourself in the zone, it's like everything just sits in the background, and it can do its thing. but it's not the focus of your attention. The focus of your attention is the here and right now, where you have a piece of timber or whatever, resin, what have you, spinning around on a lathe at 56 miles an hour. You've got to be right here, present. You're going to get yourself hurt. It's an inherently dangerous undertaking, because you've got a spinning piece. On a metal lathe, there'd be a spinning piece of metal, and they can squirt off the parts, can break off, whatever. It's inherently dangerous. So, following the ABCs, erring on the side of safety. There's lots of little bits and pieces to the whole idea of turning. A lot of little things that you have to learn and combine together, and it takes time. But I do recommend always go if you take classes. Take classes from a turner who knows what they're doing, and you will, with practice, if you will improve your turning. That's one of the main reasons I enjoy being a teacher, because watching people, the lights come on and things start to go a little bit more smoothly for them, or the cuts are better, or whatever, man. I just think that's awesome. I really enjoy that part. Plus, being able to hang out and talk about wood turning or whatever, that's always a plus, right? So, this Twitch Tuesday, I want to thank you for joining me this evening. I will be back in tomorrow evening. It'll be a little chillier tomorrow, but oh well. I want to finish this piece. Now that I've got this far into it, I really want to finish this piece. I think this is a pretty cool little dude, man. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you get to join me tomorrow evening. I normally stream again Tuesday and Wednesday evenings, 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. If you follow this channel, you will get notifications when I'm going live. You will also get notifications of my schedules. So I hope you will do that, and any support from followers, people following the channel, people chatting on, all that stuff is always very, very much appreciated. Thanks again for joining me. I'm going to call it an evening. I hope you stay friendly. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope I get to see you tomorrow night or next week, any Tuesday, Wednesday evening from 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. I'm usually here. Good night, folks, and thanks for joining me.